Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Pradinda and I am the student of Demography and Civil Registration in 11 Maret University. And today, I would like to present about the online learning during this COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic that has hit in various countries affect almost all aspects of human life. To fight COVID-19, the government has prohibited crowding by carrying out social distancing, physical distancing, wearing masks, and always washing hands. Education is one of the sectors affected by current conditions. The existence of coronavirus inhibits teachings and learning activities that are usually carried out in direct meetings. The Ministry of Education and Culture, or Kemendikbud, has prohibited universities from carrying out face-to-face or conventional lectures in order to organize online learning at home. In this presentation, I will discuss about definition of online learning, media for online learning, constraints of online learning, advantage and disadvantage of online learning, and effectiveness of online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, let's get started. The first is the definition of online learning. What is online learning? Online learning means learning system carrying out online using an internet network and that's through learning application or social network. Online learning system was doing without face-to-face between teacher on lectures and students. Communication is conducted online, all of subject matter are distributed online, and tests are also carried out online. Next, media for online learning. The online learning system is assisted by several applications such as WhatsApp, Google Classroom, Edmodo, Zoom, Google Meet, YouTube, and other applications. And to run the application requires mobile device such as smartphone, laptop, computer, and tablet. This is the percentage of media usage in online learning based on the result of survey by Kemendikbud. And we can see most of them use smartphone in online learning. Okay, then constraints of online learning. Because we are not used to online learning, of course, there are many obstacles and difficulties in implementing this online learning system. These constraints are limitation in mastery of information technology. Not all lecturers, teachers, and students have sufficient knowledge of information technology to carry out online learning. Therefore, some of them still have difficulties to access the internet. The second is limitation in internet access. For those who live in locations with limited communication infrastructure, of course, they will have difficulty to access the internet, so that it can hinder the learning process because they can't keep up too smoothly. The third is cost constraint. Some students access the internet using cellular service, and a small proportion use Wi-Fi service. Even though it will require quite a lot of data quotas, so the costs needed to buy the data quota are also quite expensive. Let's see the percentage of the readiness of internet facilities in online learning. The highest percentage are 30.85% and 20.97% who say they are not ready because of the unstable internet network and insufficient quota. The next are advantage and disadvantage of online learning. Besides many obstacles and difficulties, of course, the online learning also have advantage and disadvantage. Advantage of online learning are: the learning process isn't constrained by the time and place. With online learning, lecture provides lectures with virtual classes that can be accessed anywhere and anytime. This condition makes students can access and review the teaching material provided for free. The second is, students can comfortably ask questions and opinions. The absence of the lecture directly or physically makes students feel comfortable in expressing questions and opinions through the online class, so students will be more comfortable to communicate. While disadvantage of online learning are, learning system is mostly theoretical and has minimal practice, because it is not possible to have direct interaction between lecturer and students. Therefore, lecturer will always give assignments for students, so their assignments will accumulate every single time. The second is, students have difficulty to understand lecture materials. They assume that the explanation from lecture with direct learning is easier to understand than the explanation through online learning. And the last is the effectiveness of online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. Seen from understanding of material by students and delivering of material by lecturer. This is the percentage. Student understanding: 30.90% understand, 31.51% pretty understand, 21.79% not really understands, and the material delivering 45.56% is good, 25.34% pretty good, 26.13% not really good, and the rest is not very good. And seen from the selection of students between online and face-to-face learning, 89.17% choose face-to-face learning and 10.83% choose online learning. Seen from the many problems and obstacles in online learning, it can be concluded that the online learning has proven to be less effective. The effectiveness of online learning is influenced by the ability of lecturer to carry out learning and the ability of students to understand the learning. In addition, the success of online learning during this pandemic depends on the discipline of all parties who concerned. Even though the students prefer to face-to-face learning, they still accept the reality of online learning as a consequence of implementing work from home from the government. And as we know, the Kemendikbud has provided free quota assistance for students, so the constraint in the cost of quota data can be minimized. Hopefully in the future, this COVID-19 pandemic will end very soon so that the teaching and learning process can be carried out as before by face-to-face. Okay, that's all of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.